Hey everybody, welcome. You have arrived. Woo! Module 1, how to set yourself up to sell like a six-figure coach. You guys, these are some tricks and tips and just an amazing little tiny things you can do that honestly, some people will go their entire careers never using and implementing, and it can make all the difference. I am so excited to share with you these 5 really specific steps, and then we're gonna slow it down as we always do. Take a deep breath, come into our bodies, and help set ourselves up physically to jump on those calls. There's a worksheet attached to this module. Go ahead and pause this video, print it out. As you listen, this module, this worksheet will help you really solidify what you're learning here today. Okay? All right, without further ado, let's dive in. Now, I want you to really signal to your clients, even before they say hello on that call with you, that you are a professional. And one of the first ways that you can do this is limiting your availability. Do you want an explanation? I bet you do. When a client clicks on your calendar, right, and you're either using probably Acuity or Calendly, and when they click on your calendar and they see you are wide open and available for the next month, 3 times a day, even if it's not consciously, they're subconsciously going, why is this gal so available? Why is this gentleman available all the time? On the flip side, if you have 2 to 3, maybe 4 days showing as availability, 1 or 2 times each day, they go, now this helps me come to decision. I only have the next week to think about. I can come to decision and pick a time that works for me. This is really, really important. You guys, it sounds so simple, and I know, but so many of you will not do this. So many of my clients, I check back in and their availability is wide open. These small little impressions that we make on our clients, and really, that's claiming your expert status, that's really having fierce boundaries for yourself, is really, really important. So it's easy peasy. I want you to check that one off, and I want you to grab, a buddy, and I want you to check their calendar for you, and make sure that you only have 2 to 3, max 4 days showing as available from the time they're about to schedule their call. Okay? Now, this does not pertain to clients that are already paying you. This is only on the enrollment call. Okay? Sounds good? Easy peasy? You got that one? I want you to limit your availability. There is no question you are going to do this, and that is host your enrollment calls face to face. I resisted this, you guys, for probably a year. 1 year. I thought, I don't want to get dressed in the morning. This is the great joy of this job. I can do it in my PJs. Well, your clients don't want to get dressed either. Your potential clients, right? They want to take the call maybe while they're grocery shopping or in their car. They, want to do anything they can do to not show up for themselves. They want to go into that place of homeostasis where they're used to really sucking, right? Where they're used to the pain and the suffering. Well, we're working to bring them out of it. And the first step is to gently push them out of their comfort zone and invite them to join you on a call face to face. Now, this is typically very comfortable for people if they're in the business world now. They're really going to be comfortable with Zoom calls and face to face. But this is not negotiable. Your clients need to meet you face to face. You can see their expressions, so many things. During the enrollment conversation, you will, whether it's a deep breath, whether they're distracted, and then you're able to insist that they show up, earbuds in, right? Looking at the camera, no distractions, fully committed to their growth. It is a very simple thing that is not negotiable. This is something that I am inviting you to do. Of course, always make sure your background is professional, make sure you look good, make sure you have some good lighting. But really, people are pretty forgiving. Even if a kiddo comes in, it's even endearing these days. The third physical thing I want you to do to set yourself up for success is to have clients dial in to you. Now, this really goes to point number 2, right? Which is have them call you face to face on a Zoom line. You never, ever, ever want to dial a client directly. You don't ask for their Zoom link. You don't ask for their phone number to dial them. You insist that they dial in ready to connect with you face to face on a Zoom call. Let me tell you why, because I know there's 25% of you watching this video that are like, nah, in sales, I'm the salesperson, so I'm gonna call them, right? I'm gonna make it easy for the client. I'm gonna show them I care. Well, what you're doing is you're chasing them. You're already starting out with this chasing energy. You guys, try it. Call one person, the next person, have them call you. The shift in energy is palpable. It's an incredible, tiny, tiny thing that you can do that will change everything. Got it? All right, let's review. So far, we have limited availability, right? You limit your time available to clients who are looking to schedule an enrollment call with you. This sets you up as a professional. This shows that you are busy, you have clients, you have a life, right? You are leading by example. Post calls face-to-face via Zoom. Have clients dial into you. This goes tandem with the second point. And, okay, the fourth point, limit calls to 45 minutes. I'll give you an hour if you are trying to get them down from an hour and a half. But already a client this week moved her calls from 90 minutes to 45 and enrolled 3 new people. She didn't let the clients get into story. She didn't perform on the call, right, and try to coach them. What she did was she held them accountable to themselves. She held fierce time. She did all the things. But really, we want to get our calls down to 45 minutes. And as we go through this process, the reason why that is so important, the 45-minute to maybe 60-minute call, will really become clear. You are not giving away coaching. You are really respecting your client's time. Even if they say they have an hour and a half, they will respect you and respect themselves when you are clear, concise, to the point, and are able to help them take action steps towards their next best step, right? You are demonstrating what it's going to be like to work with you. Neat? That is such a great tip, you guys. The 45-minute call, this can really change things. Even some of our enrollment coaches in Body Mind really struggle with this. And we bring, work in increments, right? If you're taking 2-hour calls, shoot for 90. If you're taking 90-minute calls, shoot for 45. And you can even get them lower than 45 if you've been taking 45-minute calls. And we can talk on our coaching calls about how to do that. All right? Woo! Are you ready for the next one, you guys? This is one, all of these combined especially are going to change your life and your business. And they sound so simple because they are. The next point I'm going to suggest you do is do not reschedule missed calls. This is so empowering. I cannot even tell you, but you have to mean it. You have to mean it 100,000%, okay? And here's how you do it. First off, when you schedule somebody on your Acuity link, we're just gonna use Acuity as an example. They schedule a call with you, immediately they receive a confirmation, right? In the bottom of that confirmation email, right, put a little star and say, please note, I do not reschedule missed calls. I've seen people put this in emails where it's a little bit mean, and I want you to sit down before you write that sentence and think about how you want that person to feel as they read that email, okay? And that's the verbiage I want you to use, where it's clear that you're holding yourself to a really high standard and them, and that you absolutely do not reschedule missed calls. Please make sure that this statement is in your 48-hour reminder to them that should go out automatically through Acuity or whatever calendar you're using, your 24-hour reminder, and your 1-hour reminder that goes out to them should all say, I do not reschedule missed calls, okay? Now here's the hard part, meaning it. Especially with those first clients, right? You're gonna wanna reschedule. I will give you a grace period of 3, okay? 3. Then do never, ever, unless their cat was in an accident or something horrible happened, of course, reschedule missed calls if something awful happened. But if they had to, go to the gym or anything like that and they ask you to reschedule, I kindly, with love, ask you to say no. Again, you don't have to be mean. You just simply say, I am so busy and I'm sorry. It is my policy that I do not reschedule missed calls. Actually take the sorry out of it, right? You are not sorry. You are super excited to not reschedule missed calls. Now for the embodied action. We have done what we need to do to show our clients that we have fierce boundaries, right? That we care about our time, that we care about their time, that we are professionals, and that we do not reschedule missed calls. We've done all we can to show them that. But now all of our work, nothing matters if you show up to the call frazzled, right? If you are talking a mile a minute, right? Or if you are so tired. So I want you to really think about figuring out a way to center and ground yourself before those calls. I'm gonna share with you what I do. And I always have, when I have a really sacred space, where I take calls is important to me. It needs to be private. I always have earbuds on. I always make sure I look my best, but I also have a few objects around me that are special to me. One is this crystal, and it's just a crystal that a dear friend gave to me, and it's always cold. And I like to hold it, and it just kind of gives me comfort. And I also have some essential oils nearby, and I have some other just books and things that calm and relax me and ground me and remind me to take a deep breath on these calls. Before I get on a call, and my journey has really evolved over the years, and I used to, do jumping jacks and power pose and all the kinds of things before I get on these calls. Now, over time, I just need a few minutes to get into that sacred space where I remind myself of why it is I'm doing what I'm doing. And I remind myself how important this call is in that the transformation for the client when they work with me, improving their life, their finances, is such an incredible gift that I can give to them. And so right now I want to focus and come into my body so that I can serve and support them 100%. I personally do a small reading in the morning, and this centers me. Sometimes I'll do some breathing exercises. I have a lot of you own these crazy sexy love notes, and just whatever it is that helps you feel centered and grounded before you get on those calls. And that's gonna really help you bring that energy and come into that first hello with the right mindset of not chasing, of love, of calm, of receiving and truly hearing the client so that you can help them come to choice. Under the same point of really coming into your body, I want to make sure that you take these calls when you feel at your best. For me, I only take calls, even coaching or enrollment calls, at 9 and 11 a.m. This is when I'm at my best. I work 4 days a week, and I take 2 coaching calls each of those days. I don't deviate. I never, ever deviate. Well, I shouldn't say that, okay? On occasion I do. And you know what? I regret it. I regret it every single time, because those are the times when I'm at my best. Those are the times when I'm feeling rested, able to engage and come into my body. But after that, there's the kids, there's other things going on in the world that are grabbing my attention, and I want to be fully present for my client. So I really invite you to lean into that. What is the best time for you? And maybe the opposite is true. A lot of my clients love to run and work out in the morning, do some yoga, meditation, journaling, and then they like to take their calls about 3 or 4 p.m. So do what works for you. And what's neat is energetically you are going to attract those clients who are morning early birds, right? Or who are night owls and like to work into the night. And so your business is going to be even more and more aligned, right? It builds upon itself. When you come into your body, when you take actions that are aligned with you, you attract the clients that are aligned with you. Questions, comments, concerns? I hope that you can take these 5 simple steps, as well as the embodied action, put it into practice, and then tell me about it. And you better bet that I'm going to hold you accountable. And I am going to be looking for your post on Facebook in response to, I'll prompt you, okay? Don't worry. I want you to post your calendar link We are all gonna click on it. We're gonna click on each other's. We are going to check to make sure that you have done all the things and that you have set yourself up to sell like a six-figure coach. You're a badass, you are brilliant. I want you to own it 1000% right out of the gate.